Good early morning, everybody. It is almost 2 in the morning here on the east coast of the United States as all eyes are on major, dangerous Hurricane Irene, a Category 3 hurricane that is poised to strike North Carolina and then New England with very devastating results. The 2 a.m. advisory will be out in the next couple of minutes, but it shouldn't have too much of a change. The motion, by the way, now is north. So that turn has occurred, and then it will gradually become north-northeast into, say, Wilmington, Cape Hatteras, these areas here in North Carolina, likely as a Category 2 or 3 hurricane. Right now, Category 3 is the forecast. Sometime early on Saturday, so a little over 24 hours from now, say 30 to 36 hours, and then it will most likely ride straight up, making landfall in New Jersey sometime Sunday morning, maybe a little bit before or a little bit later than, say, 8 a.m., and then still be a Category 1 hurricane over Massachusetts Sunday night, accelerating. Note how it goes Friday morning here, Saturday morning here, Sunday morning here, and then Monday way up here. It will be accelerating, becoming much larger and weakening, but there is a big difference between a tightly coiled Category 3 and a large spread out Category 2. I mentioned this days ago. The damage in the Bahamas, we haven't seen many pictures, but it's likely to be very extensive. It was a major hurricane. It left the Abaco Island there, and it really is strengthening right now. The pressure's dropped. It was 950, it's 942. Some aircraft fixes have had 937. That's a Category 3-4 pressure, and winds are right now only 115. So the winds haven't responded yet, but if they respond, like we saw in Hurricane Earl last year, and it pops out a big ol' eye, it could actually become a Category 4 in the next, say, 12 hours or so, and then likely weaken, but still the energy a Category 3 or 4 hurricane builds up causes a lot of damage. We have the hurricane warnings, of course, for North Carolina. Those will be extended. You're going to be under a hurricane warning in areas of the mid-Atlantic, New Jersey, all the way up into New York, because this will be a hurricane as it slides north. And even if it somehow took an easterly track and missed Cape Hatteras, we're still likely looking at a landfall in New England, and impacts will be so widespread it could miss you, and you're still going to have a significant impact from it. I can't stress that enough. You can see the wind field. This was 2 days ago. See how it got larger? And it continues to move north. The winds are really getting expanded out as this storm kind of expands and strengthens. So if hurricane force winds extend out this far, they're likely going to be even farther. So even if the eye is 80 to 100 miles to your east, if you have hurricane force winds extending out 80 miles on the west side, you're going to be in them. And those hurricane winds could be much stronger, especially in higher elevations. If it hits where high-rise buildings are in New York or something, you're dealing with a bad situation. This was about 36 hours ago. You could see the track took it east of North Carolina, missing the coast. It was looking very good. And then this morning, all of that changed as everything set on North Carolina into New Jersey and New England. And tonight, not a whole lot of change. It's still looking like that. Look at these lines here. Some of them take it directly into New Jersey, making landfall sometime Sunday morning. Others wait a little longer, but still slam it in towards Coney Island, Long Island, anywhere along that area there in New York. And the right front quadrant, where those winds are pushing like that, will be where the worst storm surges are. I'm very concerned about this region here for a very high storm surge. Now, what are we talking storm surge-wise? Well, with a Category 2 hurricane along, say, the New Jersey coastline, what you're looking at here are storm surge values of anywhere from 8 to 12 feet. Cape May Courthouse underwater, Ocean City underwater, Atlantic City, Absecon underwater, Manahawkin underwater, Toms River, areas here, Cape May obviously, Ocean City down here, Long Neck, and then don't forget Wilmington, all these areas here, Philadelphia even, some surge flooding. As this system's moving and the winds are spinning around counterclockwise, they're going to pound that coastline, and it's really going to cause a heck of a lot of problems for areas of the coast there in regions of New Jersey, Delaware, and even into New York and Pennsylvania. There's Hurricane Irene right now, clearly better organized than it was earlier, and clearly moving straight to the north. We could always hope it starts to turn really far to the east and avoid, but even still, the impacts would be very, very nasty. But it doesn't look like that's going to happen. It looks like it will directly hit New England, and you can see the eye clearing out. It has a 30-mile wide eye, although we're only seeing the pinhole. It's likely going to pop out that larger eye and then contract that, so it could actually become a strong Category 3 or maybe even a Category 4 over the next couple of hours. You can see that even better on the radar out of Melbourne. You can see how far south this system still is, but see that tiny little eye is within that eye where those winds are 115 gusting to 140, but they're starting to transfer over to this newer, larger eye that will be developing, and this inner eye is going to dissipate, and it's called an eye wall replacement cycle. And that's what we're likely to see with Hurricane Irene. So a very, very dangerous storm. I cannot stress it enough. Continue to monitor it very, very closely, because Irene is likely to be a significant hurricane for areas of New England as well as North Carolina. Don't want to downplay North Carolina. Cape Hatteras, Buxton, Morehead City. Boom, direct hit forecast right now. And as of the 11 p.m. track, you cannot focus on that line because the impacts are going to be far and away from that. But yes, right now the forecast track does have it crossing near Morehead City and then into Atlantic City and Long Island as time progresses. Anywhere, Hartford, Wilmington, Morehead City, Norfolk, Ocean City, Absecon, all under a threat of a significant impact from this hurricane, and we'll likely see more mass evacuations in those areas, at least by Saturday morning, but that's cutting it close if impacts are going to start Saturday night. We'll have continuous updates at IPR. Stay tuned.